On this jig, I like to crawl it real slow down these rocks, especially. I mean, the water temp's not that bad. It's 55, not bad at all, because it's been air temps in or below the 20s every night for a week or two now. So, but still, just this time of year, I like to crawl that jig. One thing you want to think about when you're throwing this jig up on these rocks like this Ike headbanger is actually really good at not getting hung up. But I always try to keep a semi-tight line. You know, you want to keep your bait on the bottom, but if you just drop your rod and let it go slack like that, it'll fall and you get all down in cracks and stuff. And you kind of want to just keep it semi-tight where you can just kind of follow that bottom, and that'll let your bait, when it does get a little hung like it is now, you can kind of ride it over stuff. Where if you were just letting it fall on slack line, it would get down in those cracks and then get wedged in there and you can't get it out. I like to find areas like this with what you call transition banks, where it goes from, you know, this certain kind of rock down there's another kind like gravel. It's like a little bit smaller rock anyway, then just dirt or pea gravel, a little spot of gravel, so sand and more rocks. And you can imagine like that little spot of rock right there, just, I mean, right now the water's down 6 or 7 feet, so usually that would be underwater, but there's areas of rock like that all down through here, you know. So that's where a fish will sit, because that's where, you know, crawfish or bait fish or whatever's down there in that stuff. Like I said, crawfish will get down there and be all in it. So you really want to try to find these areas with transition banks, and that way you can kind of, it's almost like fishing the grass line or something like that, if you want to think about it like that. Like, you like to fish where that grass meets another type of grass. So it's just a good area for fish to kind of congregate and at least get one fish, if not multiples. On this jig, I'm just using a 7-foot medium heavy Stunner HD from Fitzgerald Rods. If I get out deeper, like offshore, if I know I'm going to be fishing 25, 35 feet deep, I'll upgrade my rod to a 7.3 or 7.6 even. But up here, you know, you're getting some bites right on the bank. You don't want to just rip through the fish with that big heavy rod. So I'm using a 7-foot medium heavy with a 15-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. It's a discontinued loose reel, but a SSG 1SH is a real good reel for it. You can get it for $100 at Tackle Warehouse. That's what I use on a lot of my stuff. There's one on the jig. I don't feel like a big one, but it's a fish. I'm just going down this rock. Little spotted bass. Ike headbanger from Missile. Jigs, you get the Missile Baits Craw Father on the back. He liked it.